Salut, mesdames et messieurs. Good evening, everyone. Happy Sabbath to you all. This is Pastor Lexius Brunny with Preach the Word Ministries Real Talk podcast. So this evening, we are very excited. I'm excited in my heart. And I would like to welcome each and every one of you to Preach the Word Ministries again. We have another talk. And this time, our talk is about we have a new president. Well, we have a new president. We have a new president, a GC General Conference of the Seventh day Adventist Church. Well, I'm excited. I'm always open to new stuff. I'm always open to new ideas. So we'll see what this will bring. I'm very excited. I like change. Change is always a good thing. This face that you see right there, new General Conference President elected. Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're going to talk about transparency. All right, because I was listening to a whole press conference about this president. Different questions were being asked. And one of the questions, it seems to me that the president is about transparency. All right. Transparency is a good tool for leadership. We're going to talk about this in a few minutes. Pontius bow. Take time and sit back as we're going to enjoy. After this little introductory video, we're gonna come back to talk about transparency. Stay tuned. Welcome back to you all. This is Preach the Word Ministries. This is your boy, your pastor, your servant, Lexius Brenny. I'm very happy to be with you all. I bring greetings from my wonderful family and happy Sabbath to you all. Transparency and leadership. Transparency and leadership. Okay. If you are a leader, I know we all are leaders, right? In different capacities. Believe it or not, you are a leader. All right. I don't know if you're a family person, if you are a manager at your job, if you are a Sabbath school, or, superintendent or a Sabbath school teacher, whoever you are a leader. It doesn't matter where you are leading, at what level you are leading, you are a leader. If you're a leader, listen to this, right? Transparency is very important. I know nowadays there's this notion of transparency and decisiveness, and some leaders try to use decisiveness as a way to confiscate transparency, as a way to put transparency under some kind of rug. I'm telling y'all, if you want to sustain and be good leaders as Christ wants us to be, you have to be transparent. The reason why you must be transparent is because, well, I'm gonna get to this president in a minute, right? The reason why you need to be transparent is because people needs to know that you are representing them. People who people who have elected you, they need to know that you are representing them. And one of the way you make that connection is by transparent to them. Okay, we're gonna come back to that. This president here, right? You know how they say great power comes with great responsibilities? All right, right? Great. The more power you have, the more responsibility you have. The heavier the power, the heavier the responsibility. If you're going to represent a people, you were elected by the people, right? To represent the people. Okay. Usually we transition from a lower assignment to a higher assignment, right? It doesn't matter what assignment you are, you have to be transparent. The president, I like the interview that they had so far with this president. He seemed to be like, he said he's about dialogue. All right? It's about dialogue. I like that. We have to dialogue, because that's how you learn about the people's needs, by having a dialogue, open communication, right? Because think about it, right? If you are in a position, elected position, and you're not representing the people, you are wasting your time, and you're wasting God's resources. All right, all right. So as a leader, we as leaders, we are. It is our responsibility to show to the people that we are working for them. And also, another reason why we need to be transparent, because we want people to hold us accountable. Huh. I know. This doesn't sound too good, right? I know somebody doesn't like that. I know it doesn't come right. Somebody wish they didn't hear that. Right, right. Well, you need the very people that you are representing. They are your accountability partners. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna go a little bit. I'm gonna unveil it. Okay, the reason why they are your accountability partner, because we are not perfect as leaders. We are not perfect, right? Okay, let's say you go in the office and you face with a lot of politics and things like that. Man, it's hard to represent the people, right? So now maybe you are being tossed to and from. You are between, okay, should I stay faithful to the people, as I said, or should I just get swallowed up by the politics, right? So, okay, once you are being transparent, then what's going to happen is that the people are going to say, remember what she said, or you're not doing it. So that's holding you accountable. It's not putting you in a position to say, oh, to criticize you. It's holding you accountable. Now, this president is going to be at the stage as the world stage of the Seventh day Adventist Church. This is a lot of power, and it comes with a lot of responsibility. He needs to be very careful, because a lot of questions, people will come questions just to check your accountability. Because there's this thing about vaccination, women's ordination, all these things. You have to be very careful, and you have to stay open. And I really like that. I really like the fact that I've seen a lot of transparency from the general conference and from NAD. I would like to see more transparency from our local conference. Okay? People, I'm telling you, transparency does not make you weak, leaders. Transparency does not make you a weak leader. I know you might say, oh, this is coming from, who? This, average pastor, right? I'm telling you, think about it. I'm just whetting your appetite. I'm not telling you what to do. Who am I to tell anybody what to do? So transparency is very important, because it puts you in a position where people can hold you accountable. Okay, hold you accountable to set you straight when you tend to go left or right, when you tend to go astray, to set you straight. It is simple as that. Remember, we are in this thing together. you know God is the ultimate leader. So therefore, if God puts you're not the ultimate head. You are at you God put you at the level to work side by side with him, to represent the people. Oh man, I can preach on this thing all day. You are in leadership to represent the people. You're not in leadership to build a resume. That's part of it. Let's try to be honest here, right? It's a part of it, because of this is, We are human. We got to be honest. It's part of it, but it's not the ultimate thing. It's not the ultimate thing. You're not here to build a resume. You are here to represent the people. Okay. So now I'm seeing what I like. A few things I like about this president. He's open. He says he's going to be open. Talk is cheap. We can always talk, talk, talk. Talk is very cheap. You can buy talk where, from books, from your ideas. It's cheap. You can be found everywhere. It's very cheap. You don't have to spend a lot, to get talk, right? Okay, let's wait and see. Let's pray that he will stay faithful to what he claims that he's gonna do. He's gonna be open to listen to the young people. He's going to put young people in leadership, or young adults, right? Right? Not adolescents, or young adults, right? He's gonna put them in leadership. He's gonna push for that. I like that. I like the idea. I'm all about communication. I'm a very I'm a very honest and straightforward. I like communication. We have to communicate. Nowadays, we have a lot of leaders don't know how to communicate, right? So when they open to communication, that's going to open an opportunity for you to learn how to properly communicate. You have to embrace communication. That's the number one thing. I like that about the new president. I don't know. Well, Ted Wilson was mostly, going overseas because he was being he was being ostracized, he was being criticized in the states, right? Right. So he was very much, going overseas, chilling with the the Africans and different, everywhere, overseas, right, right, right. So I don't know. I didn't have much control over what he was doing, but I know he was a very firm and stern guy. He was very stern. He would stand for what he believes. He would stand for what the Bible says. This president says the same thing. I listened to the whole press conference. I wish I had the link here to refer to you, but if you go on the general, I think it happened yesterday, sometime yesterday. I think I'm prepared to share that with you. It's a beautiful press conference. He did a very good job. He was not mean mug. He wasn't trying to intimidate, to very intimidating in anybody. He was just straightforward. You wouldn't think he has that power, that much power, because he's very laid back. He seemed to be, not like Ted Wilson. Ted Wilson would come with that mean mug, ready to, well, I was ready to fight, right? But me and my wife, we were talking about this. You have to think about it. This guy is new. He's newly elected. He's now in the honeymoon phase type of thing. He's excited. So now maybe 5, 7, 6, 7 years from now, he might come back with a min mug in a press conference, right? Right? It depends on what transpires. So we will see if he's gonna stay flexible as it shows from the get go, right? Right? We'll see. We'll see. But I like his demeanor. I like the fact that he's from well, as me and my homeboy Love, we've been digging on his bio. We've been digging, right? Well, I think from what we gather from what Love just messaged me, I think he was, maybe he migrated, maybe his family migrated from Germany to, well, from Germany to Brazil, right? From Germany to Brazil. So maybe he grew up, he was born there, and yeah, he grew up there, right? But his last name, Kohler, that's, the way it's written, that's German right there. That's German, but we can argue that, right? So I like the way he's presenting himself, and he's the first president from the minorities, like Brazil is a small country comparing to the world. So he's not a big country like the United States of America, even Germany, right? So we'll see what happens if he's gonna represent you and I. We're not just representing us. I don't like the idea of you have skin in the game. He's there to represent. I'm telling you, you got to represent everybody. It doesn't matter what color you are, what skin complexion you are. He got to represent everybody. Now the problem is when when if he has chosen to lean towards where the money is, like the guys with the big money, that's when he might be making a mistake, like leaning with the more fortunate, right? The nobles and things like that, and forget about people like me and you. Although we know we are noble, when it comes, we're noble when it comes to people in Christ. We are rich, right? But you know, but he needs to be careful with that. So, well, as far as I'm excited because it's from a minority country, a small country. It's not so big. Maybe I don't know how much money he grew up with, things like that. So maybe he has a taste of what it's like to be a minority of the minority group. Maybe he does, right? So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that. So basically, he might be a guy from a small situations now. So from a small situation, he learned from that small situation, from that rejected situation. So now he's in a very, very high place, like a very elevated position. So now he should be able to represent people at the low and at the high. He should be able to represent people at the low and at the high. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Erten Kohler. This is our new president. This is our new general conference president. So I'm not bragging on, I'm not trying to make advertisement for this guy. I'm using his election to present to you to talk about transparency. He seems to be a very transparent guy. I hope that he is, because transparency has vanished from leadership. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know why we are afraid of being transparent. Me, if my leader is not transparent, you're not representing me. Because transparent means you are communicating with me. I know what's going on. We're not saying, well, well, the other thing I want to touch on, but before I'm going to touch on the second point, right? I'm going to touch on the fact that I was discussing this with my wife, and I want to touch on it, right? I want to touch on the fact that the I'm seeing a very high, very very sophisticated representation from the conferences and from they have the top technology. They on top. But I'm so they are very advanced in for the 21st century, right? I'm gonna speak about as much as the conferences and the union and division, they are elevated, they are an advancement with the stage of the world. I want to know how much you are thinking about the advancement of the people, the local church members. That's exciting, right? Right? That's exciting. So we're going to get to that as our second point. But before we get to that, if you have any questions, anything you want to say, any comments, don't be shy. We are here to share on this conversation together, right? We are just looking at this new elected president. So I'm excited. Are you excited? Yeah, are you excited? So maybe GC thing is nothing, you don't really care about things like that. But I'm trying me and you, remember, you always have a voice, right? You always have a voice. That's why things like that is very important. I'm trying to raise my voice to let you know, if you're a leader, if you're gonna be a leader, you're a leader in the making. Don't you forget about transparency. Don't you forget about transparency. What do you think? Share your comments right now. Well, I want to take the time to say hello to Bishop. Bishop James. Hello, Bishop. Bishop James. I want to say hello to you. How you doing? Man, happy Sabbath. So the second part of our presentation this evening, leadership, transparency and leadership, we're going to look into, one thing that I would love. Another thing, a second thing, well, I would love to see from our new president. I would love to see a plan for the advancement of the lives of the people, especially the minorities. Meaning, I know the infrastructure of our conferences is really elevated. You know, the union, the divisions, the general, division, union, and local conference. Well, it depends on where you are. Some regional conferences, the black conferences, they may not have much money like that. We don't have it like that. But the a lot of white conferences, they have it. They have it. I'm not gonna name any conferences, but they have it. So I'm considering maybe what is this president gonna say about the advancement of the lives of the minorities, people in the local churches. They are struggling. They are struggling, right? They are struggling. So what's the plan? Is it impossible to do something? If it's possible, what can be done? What is his plan for that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, um, I don't have, I don't have an answer to that, right? So I'm just wondering what's his plan for, the new, um, well, what's his plan for the advancement of the lives of the individuals who are really in need of the help. Like, let's say for instance, local churches, right? There's a lot of local churches, local conferences, they need money. They need more money. If the conference is at the sophisticated level, the advancement in on par with the movement of the world. So why can't we be concerned about the advancement of the local churches and the local conferences? If we see the need, if we see the necessity to elevate our level of functioning at the GC level, at the division level and the union level and the local conference level, why don't we see the necessity to elevate the level of functioning of the people at the local level? Like I'm from the being part of the Haitian community, part of the Haitian churches. Well, we are very Haitian churches. We need more. We need help. We need more resources to build more churches. Straightforward, because the way we are sitting to worship, it's not a culture. Don't be coming to me with that saying, "Oh, we used to sit like that. We sit like we crunching each other." Like, no, it's not a culture thing. Okay, so I want to know that needs a level of advancement. We need to improve that problem, that situation. So I want to know if that president has something in place, you know, to bring together, to bring that level of the importance, that level, the importance of the minority, as much as the importance of the nobles, right? Yeah. I want to know what's his plan for that. And I would love to see a change in that area. I would love to see a change in that area. So many things can be done. You just have the desire first. Then it can be done. I'm excited about the new change, the new president. I like change. As I started, this is what I started with. But I want to see transparency. I want this guy to be transparent. I want what he's saying to be. I want to see him living that life. Well, understand, if you are part of the church for a long time, I don't know if you were born in the church, understand the president of the GC conference is not going to be having so much saying on what goes on at the division level, at the union level, and at the local conference level. He's not gonna have too much saying on that, right? But he can push for that to be a reality. It can push for that. It can, and if it does, he can push for that to become even a policy. Right. He can push for that to become a policy. So if that's a policy and someone is really not doing it, like, so We can raise a flag, right? So I would love to see that. So, well, I'm not representing I'm not representing the General Conference. I'm not representing the NAD, the North American Division. I'm not representing any any divisions, any union, or any local conference. I'm not. I'm just representing myself, right? As a church member, okay? As a church member. So the first thing I wanted to bring to you this evening is that we have a new president, a new elected president. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect it, but I'm excited about that. I'm very, very excited about that. You know, this new president, we've been wanting somebody younger. So, speaking of younger, right? This president was, I heard, he said, he, he was the South American division president. So he got elected. He was the youngest to ever become a division president. He was 38, right? Right? He was 38 years old when he was the division president, very young. So now it seems to me he's very, very much younger than Ted Wilson, right? So maybe that's a good thing. Maybe he has a way he can communicate to the to the late boomers, like early boomers, like baby boomers, and maybe he can connect to the younger generations better. Kind of excited about that. And he's very heavy on communication. From I don't know the specifics about what his advancement is as his advancement is when it comes to communication, but I heard he's very advanced in communication and technology and things like that. So we're gonna see what happened. I hope he's not gonna be another Ted Wilson. We're just gonna be vanishing in thin air, and just next thing exchanging a tire with people overseas and Africa somewhere. I hope he's not gonna be like. We're not saying African. Africa is supposed to be any, but I'm just saying. I hope he's not gonna vanish. Yeah. I'm just beloved. I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited for what this guy's gonna bring. I don't know what it is. I'm still gonna be watching for his agenda. Hopefully this will come. But I'm excited. I'm excited. If you don't know what the GC conference is all about, so GC, the general conference is and we the general conference comes in session every 5 years. So usually it's either a president get reelected or just get this, you can be voted down or voted again to for a second term. So this time I think maybe Ted Wilson, maybe he was voted down and this guy's voted to take his position. Well, I don't know if he was voted down or to be replaced because he had two terms. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is how that goes. It's very. I've never been to a general conference. Can you believe it? And I've been excited. I was gonna go my first time in 2020, but then again, the coronavirus came. So if you maybe this is something you might want to check out. If you haven't been to a general conference, it's beautiful where the whole world just come together. The whole world of Adventism come together in one place. That's when you get to see the cultures, the different cultures that represent Adventists in the whole world. It's a beautiful thing. But beloved, we came this evening. I know I got stranded, talking about all these different things. But we came this evening to talk about we have a new president, and it seemed to me that it comes with transparency in his arsenal. I really like that. Looks like he's gonna be about transparency. I know the GC was always kind of about transparency. Ever since COVID-19, they've been showing what they got going on, online and the meetings, everything, because they are very advanced in technology. They are able to communicate these things, so they use technology in a way that for the to benefit the people. I like that. So I hope that he will continue that and even beyond to go even further to represent to bring the transparency piece into his leadership. So again, and the third thing is that if you're a leader, don't forget about transparency. It's very important. It's very important. You have nothing to hide unless you have something to hide. And the more you lack transparency, the more questionable you are. Right. So if you're working for me and I don't know what you got going on and you're behind the curtain, it's questionable. Okay. Ceci dit, si that's like what the Creole number la la. you know, faut, être transparence c'est un bail qui est important. Comme si il est toujours bon pour paraître, pour moun ou représenter à connaître qui ça ou gen a jakutu, qui ça ou a fait, what are you doing? It's important for the people that you represent to know what you are doing. When are we gonna get to that level? Right? When are we gonna get to that level? If you get elected to a position as a president, as whatever, you have to you have a responsibility to report to the people that you're representing. It's not a thing to say, oh man, I'm concerned to be rubbing shoulders with the president and all of. Man, your number one job is to the people. Someone may not agree with me, but it's the truth. The number one job is the people. We have a new president. I know I've been talking very loud. I mean, very, very fast, but I'm excited for a few reasons. As I stated before, this president, it seems that he's gonna come with transparency. I like transparency. I like being transparent. It's a good tool for leadership. Transparency, transparency, and when so this is what the dictionary. If you Google it, this is what you get when you look into it. What does transparency mean? Let's kind of look quickly into that. Okay. Transparency, right? Transparency is defined as transparency refers to the quality of being easily seen through, both literally and figuratively. Both literally and figuratively, right? In a general sense, it means being open, honest, and clear in action and communication. Okay, transparency, right? In business and governance, it signifies a commitment to open disclosure of information, enabling stakeholder. That's more, stakeholder, right? To understand processes and making informed decisions. This is transparency, right? When we speak of stakeholders, or in the church context, it would be the people, the the donors, right? This is transparency. This is what our new president, is willing to show, and we were waiting to see that. And if you're a leader, you are listening, I invite you for this to be a reality for you. Transparency is very important. It puts you in a position where you can easily easily see through, so people can see through you. So now when you choose not to be transparent, people can still see through you. So there's the difference is you're doing it, you're not doing it. You they have to go beyond and do their own work to do it, right? So you don't want that as a leader. As a leader, you want to show your face. You want to show what you are about. You want to show what you are doing, the roadblocks, the barriers that you have. It's okay, but you just need to communicate those things. And the celebrations, the good things. You need to, because I'm seeing oftentimes we try to only share the good ones, right? We try to, but anyhow, that's really not the point here. It is, transparency give you, in a general sense, being open and honest and clear in actions and communication. So, beloved, I started with this. You are a leader at different, whatever capacity this may be, but you are a leader. You need to be careful with action because your actions are to be clear and your communication are to be clear. Okay? Your actions are to be clear and your communication is to be clear. You are a leader. Okay? You are a leader. Don't forget about that. You know, it could be in business, it could be a family setting, it could be at the church. But if you're a leader, people need to be able to see through you, literally, literally. And figuration, and little stuff. And and things that invisible stuff and what people can read into your situation, what they see, you know, what you see in your body language, and how you carry yourself, things like all these things to be. You think being a leadership is just a piece of cake. You're just gonna enjoy and fill up your resume with good stuff. No, it's much more than that. It requires efforts. It comes with pressure. it comes it comes with pressure, right? Being a leader, it comes with pressure. Beloved, it was a pleasure as always, to come here and just to give you a little bit. I know it may not be news to you that we have a new elected president, and I wanted to take the moment to talk about transparency. Again, transparency is very important. Our new president and the press conference seems to have transparency in his arsenal. I'm excited about that, and I also use the opportunity to let, if you're a leader, to let don't let transparency get away from you. It's a very important tool for communication. People need to be able to see through you what you got going on, but literally and figuratively. People need to be able to see through you. So you shouldn't be having nothing to hide. If you're not being transparent, then you will become questionable. People need to investigate what's going on. Okay. So also the reason why you need to be transparent. Well, in the business world talks about stakeholders, right? And the church, we talk about church members. Church members are the stakeholders technically, right? So they are the one that's really put forth the money and things like that. So they would like to see what the money is doing. So that's how a lot of people I've communicated with, they're not happy. It's simply because there's no transparency. They stop giving tithe and offering. Of course, I always encourage them to just keep on giving it, because you're not giving it to the leaders. You're giving it because God is asking you to give it, right? Well, I digress on that, right? So you need to be transparent because people need to know what's going on, because we are in this together. You have the leadership title. People, they have their own title too in this thing. I'm telling you, however I slice it this evening, transparency is a good tool for leadership. Please, leaders, don't let transparency get away from your leadership. Don't let it get away from your leadership, right? Don't let it get away. Don't let it get away. Well, if there's anything, well, I do my best to share what I believe it should be when it comes to leadership. If there's anything you think should be added, or things that needs to be taken away, whatever, anything you want to share, you can let me know in the comments, and it's no problem. Anything you want to add, anything you think we should be yeah, that should be expounded on, just let me know in the comments below. And then again, this is your boy, this is your servant, your pastor, Lexius Brenny. I'm always excited to come on here. It's always a good thing. I know I haven't been coming on here, but I have things to say. But pray for me, so I get more time to navigate. and coming on to you and share the good, the word that the Lord has been placed into my heart. Well, it is my prayer and my desire and it's my wish that I was able to share something something good, something of substance, something that will cause you to think this evening. So again, remember, transparency is important. And the president that we new president for the general conference, the new general conference president elected is seem is he seems to be a man who is going to bring about transparency. And that's what I like so far. I like that. I'm not saying previously they didn't have it, but it seems that he's gonna take it to a different level. So I'm excited about that. And also, I wanted to give charge to leaders today to don't let transparency get away from you. My friend, it was a pleasure to be with you all. And for those of you who's gonna be watching this thing later, just go back, and then you don't want to miss what we got from the beginning. So again, let me apologize very quickly because I know my friends let me know that I was late for 30 something minutes. I know I was late, right? I'm so sorry about that. I'm trying. I'm trying to just be on time. I'm trying to be on time. Yeah, we just got to be transparent. I'm trying to be on time. I'm trying. Because sometimes, you didn't think about certain things, then it comes to your mind, then you have to set it up, to get this thing ready. Sometimes it takes time, especially, but I got caught up with the time and everything. But I praise God that I was able to come on here and to share that with you. It is my hope that you will continue to have a wonderful Sabbath, and you will have a wonderful week coming. I pray that the Lord will sustain you no matter the situation that you are in today. Remember, God is in control. You know, this world is not going to define or is going to have a say in your final destiny. God is in control. God is in control. Even though you may be in church and leaders are not being transparent, don't let that be a reason for you to leave the church. Okay, don't let that be a reason for you to leave the church. So what God has in place for you, it's beyond the actions of our leaders today. So what I'm telling you today, I'm not saying to just raise, I'm not trying to raise anything, any kind of rage against the leaders. I'm just saying for you personally, don't let what certain men are doing to cause you to lose your footing. Remember what God has for you. God is faithful. He is. Men may not be faithful, but God is faithful. Beloved, may God continue to lead you and bless you in everything that you do, your family, and everything that you touch, anything with your name on it. It is my prayer that He be blessed. Have a happy Sabbath. I look forward to see you again for another presentation. Until we see again, God bless you and bye bye.